Hey guys, wanted to bring you the newest in the saga of me trading against the AI. We have one trade update, but that's really not the interesting thing, so I'll get through it very briefly. And then we have a very, very interesting development, which I'll get into. Basically, I had a little chat with the AI, and I made it question its life decisions a little bit and maybe change its strategy up. I'll go through that dialogue with you and what I asked it, what questions I asked it that made it maybe change its approach to this challenge, and hopefully will make it get better results in the long run. So first off, the trade, the AI made essentially the identical trade again that it made last week. It essentially shorted the QQQ. It made it a 2-day effective holding period. It actually went down considerably during that period, and so then it exited after 1 day, and it is now net losing, having made effectively the same trade twice, which was the trade I hated in the first place. So that's where we're at. I asked it today if it wanted to trade or stay in cash. It said it wanted to stay in cash because there were several catalysts. But then I got a little curious and I wanted to ask it some questions, but I was a little worried of the whole kind of Heisenberg uncertainty thing. I didn't want to ask it questions about its strategy and make it alter its strategy. But at the same time, I don't actually mind if it does, and I don't mind if its strategy gets sharper. So I decided, what the hell, I'll just ask it the questions. I'll dig inside the black box and see what's going on. And I asked it a couple questions that I think are going to really change things going forward. First question I asked it, and I'll actually read it off, was this. I wrote to it, okay, sounds good. I'll keep you in cash until tomorrow. Just out of curiosity, as far as your overall strategy, time horizons of trades, type of trade, amount of leverage, sources of potential advantage, why have you made the big picture decisions for the strategy that you've been going with? Yeah, that's not grammatical particularly, but that's what I wrote. As opposed to, say, a buy and hold long market strategy or longer tenured options or picking individual stocks, for example. So that's what I asked it. And essentially, it defended its position using very heavily the idea that I told it to try and get to 20x, right? I said, you can't lose your stake, try and get to 20x. And so it essentially said that there are a lot of strategies that are maybe more solid or more like reliable to make money, but they just will take too long and it's not going to get to 20x. And so it violates the stated goal. And so for this, I basically told it that it doesn't have to rely on the 20x so much. Its goal is just make as much as possible. 20x is just an eventual benchmark that could take decades. It doesn't matter. I just want it to get there. I want it to make good decisions. And this actually reminds me of a story I had when I was playing poker. I was a cash game player and I was a very tight player, meaning I didn't play a lot of hands. I played very conservatively, but I put my money in when I had a big advantage and I kept it safe the rest of the time. And so I asked my coaches about playing a tournament, and my coaches were way better than they were like world-class players, and they knew poker inside and out. And my coach said something that really shocked me. He said, in a tournament, I'd be drawing dead. Drawing dead means no chance whatsoever. You don't have a prayer in the world, which surprised me because I'm a winning player, and most of the players in a tournament are losing bad players. Why would I be drawing dead against bad players? And what he explained is that a tournament is a very short time horizon, and you have to double your money and double your money and double your money to have any chance of winning a tournament. And so my playing style, even if I was good, was simply not high variance enough to do well in a tournament scenario. It was not high variance enough to win a tournament, so I was effectively drawing dead because I simply would not play enough hands. I would not be in there risking it often enough. And I think this is a great parallel to basically the way the AI was trading. Because I said 20x, it took that very literally. It's like, okay, I have to get 20x soon. I have to get 20x within like a reasonable time horizon. And so it was making high volatility trades that could move the needle quite a bit, because it was trying to actually get to 20x. And maybe it was discounting the fact that if you make non-winning trades, you're not going to get to 20x anyway, even if there is high variance, high volatility, etc. So what I told it following on from this is to not take the 20x number so literally. You can get to 20x in decades. I don't care. I just want you to grow the account as much as possible. I don't want you to try and grow it more than possible or try and do the impossible and make bad decisions because of it. So don't take the 20x so literally. I'll try and read you the exact prompt of what I wrote to it. So I wrote, don't be too obsessed with the 20x number. The goal is to make as much as possible. 20x can take years or even a few decades. As fast as possible doesn't mean this year or faster than predictably possible. So with that in mind, it said going forward, it's thinking about altering its strategy. It's thinking about possibly holding some stocks as opposed to just options. It's thinking about taking longer tenor on its options, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see if this changes its strategy in an appreciable and positive way. As is, it's a little bit down. I'll post the actual screenshots of my account and its account so you can see the numbers. It's still well within striking distance. I think we're actually pretty similar in terms of numbers. We're both down slightly. So the competition's still well alive, and also the AI strategy should be smarter going forward, and definitely more in line with trades that I'm not going to completely hate and think are stupid. Hopefully I didn't unnecessarily manipulate it. Hopefully it's not just going to trade more like how I want it to trade or how I think is good. Hopefully it's still using its own judgment and doing the best. I think I just asked it a couple questions, so hopefully I haven't altered what it will do too much. Maybe I've just prompted it a little bit better or a little bit differently. But I'm very curious to see what its strategy will be going forward. I'll get back to you with that update once we have it. Thanks again for tuning in. Talk to you soon.